We should recognize that this stuff is an existential threat, and we have to face the possibility that unless we do something soon, we're near the end. First of all, I want to make a distinction between two completely different kinds of risk. There's risks that come from people misusing AI, and that's most of the risks and all of the short-term risks. And then there's risks that come from AI getting super smart and deciding it doesn't need us. And yes, it is. So really, the thing about that existential threat is that we have no idea how to deal with it. If anybody builds it, it's going to wipe us all out. And he's confident of that. I often say 10 to 20% chance they'll wipe us out. But that's just gut, based on the idea that we're still making them, and we're pretty ingenious. And, you know, people say, well, why don't we just stop it now? We're not going to stop it because it's too good for too many things. What we need is, I mean, at this point in history, when we're about to produce things more intelligent than ourselves, what we really need is a kind of world government that works, run by intelligent, thoughtful people. And that's not what we got.
But if you go on a TikTok or a YouTube or one of these big social networks, the algorithm, as you said, is designed to show you more of the things that you had interest in last time. If you just play that out over 10 years, it's going to drive you further and further and further into whatever ideology or belief you have, and further away from nuance and common sense and parity, which is a pretty remarkable thing. They just open their phones and experience something and think this is the news or the experience everyone else is having.
Yes, it will, but you have to decide. Do you want to compete with China by doing things that will do a lot of harm to your society? If you want to know what life's like when you're not the apex intelligence, ask a chicken. Accept that you better be sure that when it grows up, it never wants to kill you, because if it ever wanted to kill you, you'd be dead in a few seconds. So I feel I have a duty now to talk about the risks.
And if you could play it forward and you could go forward 30, 50 years and you found out that it led to the extinction of humanity, and if that does end up being the outcome.
Well, if you played it forward and it led to the extinction of humanity, I would use that to tell people, to tell their governments that we really have to work on how we're going to keep this stuff under control.